We just got back from a river cruise on Ama Waterways, and I was not prepared or informed about what would happen in case of flooding. I knew this was always a possibility, but was never informed of the current situation. Hi, I'm Thia of Traveling with Thia. A Rhine River cruise was high on my bucket list. The castles, the cute little towns, unpacking once and seeing all the beauty that Switzerland, France, Germany, and the Netherlands have to offer, all while being pampered and not having to worry about a thing. What could be better, right? Well, that's not how things went down. And if you stay to the end, I'll let you know what we heard on the street about how some other cruise lines handled this situation. So here's our story. We arrived in Basel, Switzerland the day before to a somewhat rainy day, but we were full of excitement for our upcoming trip. To fight the jet lag, we decided to walk around the town and see what Basel had to offer. While we were out, we wanted to take a sneak peek at our ship so we knew where to have the Uber take us the next day. We found the dock, but there was no ship. It was supposed to have already been docked. We turned to our handy-dandy website, cruisemapper.com, and we saw our ship was still in Strasbourg, France. We could tell the river was high, but we had not received any word from Ama Waterways about any disruption in service, so we started to get a little nervous. This next morning, I woke up around 6:30. I checked Cruise Mapper again, and it was still in Strasbourg. At this point, I wanted answers, so I emailed their emergency department. They got back to me an hour later saying, "We don't know anything. We'll get back to you." By 8:30, when I saw I didn't have any more answers, I called the emergency line and found out we were being bused to Strasbourg. Had I not called, I would not found out until I arrived at the dock and found a bus sitting there and no boat. They didn't inform any of the passengers about what was happening, so most of them showed up to find just a bus. Some of them waited hours till the next bus. On our first day, we were supposed to go to Lucerne, Switzerland, but that didn't happen. Once we made it to the ship, the crew was unaware that we had no communication. We stayed in Strasbourg for a couple of days while they came up with a plan. Most of our communication was wait and see rather than outline contingencies. I totally understand that this is not the norm, but as a large company, there should be a backup plan and clear communications. The crew was fantastic at making everything great while we were on board, and I am by no means bashing the crew. The cruise manager scrambled and found us some lovely towns to visit. There were short trips from Strasbourg. We had a choice of visiting Baden-Baden or Colmar, and we chose Colmar, which was absolutely lovely. On a river cruise, every night, the cruise manager gives a talk about what will happen the next day. On our cruise, at least the first few days, we were all in attendance in hopes of getting some answers. Finally, on the third day, we were told we would be swapping ships with Ama Mora. We were currently on the Ama Serena. The ships are pretty identical, and the Ama Mora was stuck in Koblenz, Germany. We were bused to Heidelberg while they prepared our new ship. At this point, we still didn't know if we would be able to do the Rhine River Gorge, which is a highlight of this cruise. It is a stretch of the Rhine that is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and the home of 40 castles. On our way from Heidelberg, after a wonderful tour to our new home at Ama Mora, our cruise manager got word that the river had cleared enough for us to go through the Rhine River Gorge. While going through the gorge, we did see a lot of evidence of how flooded the river was. The rest of the cruise went off pretty much as planned. Our cruise manager did tell us that Ama Waterways would be very generous. We were informed about 2 weeks after our cruise ended that we would receive 25% off of our current fare for a future sailing. I know it was an act of nature and that they are not obligated to reimburse us in any way. My only problem has ever been their communications. Before I let you know how the other cruise lines handled the situation, I'd love to invite you to become part of the Traveling with Thia community. It is easy and free to join. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button and head over to Facebook or Instagram and follow me there. We were staying at the same hotel that Viking Cruises contracts out, and their guests had been informed 2 weeks prior that the river was flooded and they would be using buses. So we heard that some of the lines, like Viking and Uniworld, switched ships just like we did. If they didn't have a ship to switch with, it became a bus tour, and they found nice hotels. It is worth asking your cruise line what their backup plan is in case of drought or flood. Rivers, unlike ocean cruises, are very unpredictable. If you'd like to see how we liked Uniworld, check out this video now.